you will have to fry my Mac with my cold, dead hands.
I'm sure the day will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably will. And I want to welcome everybody to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Diorio, your host, as always. I'm the only one that's remote right now. I'm not liking this.
Hello.
We have the three amigos in one spot over there in Cali.
What's up, everybody?
The beanie one, Gerard Barrera.
Jason spreading it like his best.
The babyface one, Theo Walski. Our ex maitre d' services, the Lion's Mane, Jason Boydale.
How dare
you have no couch. You have no couch.
I'm on the bed now, sir. I should be like upgraded.
I think that's an upgrade.
The master services, geez.
Okay, so
be happy if you don't have any guests on, because then they don't want to be on the bed.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so we'll just call him the purveyor of the massage parlor.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I don't want any of those happy endings.
That's so great. That was great. That was good.
I'm going
like
on.
The
I'm going
purveyor.
on.
You know what got me was purveyor. You made it sound so elegant and professional. Legitimate. I'm trying to legitimate.
Hey man, that's coming to you on 3 hours of inconsistent sleep from last night. So.
Oh no.
My mother-in-law flew back out to Virginia after being out for Kodak's birthday party, which I now have a 6-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
It's
wow.
Yeah, right. But then it ended up being my wife ended up having to fly out on a emergency flight to Virginia to help take care of some things. So yeah, I was dropping them off at the airport at 10:30 last night. So
damn.
I didn't get home until 11:30, somewhere in there. Stayed up, till the because it was a midnight flight and it was the last flight out of Denver. I didn't want to, if something happened with the flight and it got canceled, I didn't want to be sleeping and then have to drive down. I was just stayed up, and then
That's fair.
Well, let's say I thought isn't Grandpa's bedtime?
Oh look, I have reinforcements. I have reinforcements that are joining this party.
Hey, that was Jason who threw the gauntlet.
Assumption.
Okay.
Aaron might be on our side here.
All right. Maybe go get your bottle and go take a nap. Maybe we need to get
J-Bo.
Bam! Jumping on the bed.
Look at this.
Darren, what's up, dog? What's up, dude?
And
good, y'all.
Crashing
What's up, dude? How's it going?
Game night this fine evening
good.
is the host of the Rusty Rupees, Darren Simmons.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? With this
Pay no
is
attention
different.
to the bed. We make sure
that's
clean
all
up
I'm
after
paying.
our
I'm
activities
staring
before we
dead
go
at
on.
the toes,
Take my hair
bro.
down.
My eyes are focused on toes. I see them right there.
So
Wiggling your piggies all on bed.
you missed it.
Don't hide them now.
Toes
Don't
or
hide them.
camel
That's the
toe?
money makers. That's the money makers. Don't hide them, baby. It's okay.
You missed it, Darren. We've promoted Jason from the maitre d' services to the purveyor of the massage parlor.
I love it.
We said first happy endings free.
Sign me up. Let's go. Okay.
Customer number one.
This one's on the house. Okay.
That's right.
Dude, so
We know how to
So how you
treat
doing?
our clients.
I joined an interesting day. I see.
Yeah.
Don't you always though? That's why you love us.
so Darren, I didn't know that Theo was flying in today to Cali. So they all are remote or all there at Jerry's house, and I'm sitting here out in Colorado by my lonesome. But how are you, good sir?
Honestly,
It's been a little bit.
Honestly, shit. I'm
That
not.
bad?
I'm not in a good way. I've had a fun past couple days, but that's irrelevant. Besides that, I'm here.
Well, we get to talk some Xbox tonight, and don't you have
bro.
Tekken Tuesday tonight?
Always Tekken Tuesday
After the
every
show?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
So,
Also, are you going to? Are you and the guys going to Evo?
we will not be at Evo, but me
See,
and
I
Justin,
told you every
we are
day,
not.
every week.
We will
every
not be at
year.
Evo because we will be at Final Fantasy Fan Fest the weekend prior. So,
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So my money will be spent then. Justin was thinking about it, but also he's like a whole week in Vegas. I'm not trying to do that. So
Okay.
I will still ask you. I will still ask you guys when I.
and it's a fair question every time. You might get the same answer, but it never hurts to ask.
I just told Justin, you know what, man? He just needs to win a jackpot. He'll
I
stay
mean,
for a week, bro.
I mean, Jason is used to asking all the time, "Do you want a booth or a table?" So,
Booth, please.
right. So real quick before we get into the main topic conversation, which is Xbox's future, we did want to talk real briefly about the SAG-AFTRA strike, which many of the CGN fam are part of the SAG-AFTRA union. So John Eric Bentley, Tommy Earl Jenkins, Austin Lee Matthews, Mallory Lowe, Vic Chow, Laura Faye Smith, and whatnot. So we're just going to level set this right now. So while the strike is happening, we will not talk about any live action movie or TV show. Anime we'll talk about because that is currently not under the strike at the moment. However, that contract is coming up soon. So we'll see what
That's all I
happens
would
with
talk
that.
about in general.
But as part of the strike, right, they did send out their notifications on this is what content creators can and cannot do and whatnot. Part of it is we are standing with solidarity with our good friends, with Uncle John and everybody else. They are, especially to me too, and us, is they are family. When we call him Uncle John, it's like he's kind of our adopted uncle,
That
between us and
that's
whatnot.
just my uncle.
That's our uncle.
That's just Uncle
But
John.
also too is that any coverage of any new movies and stuff is considered us doing the work that the actors would normally be doing and falls under the scabbing category. So that would also affect any future SAG-AFTRA memberships. So if Jerry actually got a bug and wanted to go act or something like that and wanted to join the union, he wouldn't if we had covered that stuff. So we are going to stand in solidarity with the writers and actors, especially after some of the shenanigans that the studios are trying to pull.
No boy.
Well, especially after what Bob Iger said, and also his state, or I forgot whose statement it was when they said this was a revolutionary deal for voice actors or actors. It was just
one session.
That was AMPT. So TP. So what Jerry's referring to is AI, which we all know that the writers, that's been a key part of why they're striking, is to protect their work, that they don't want Chat GPT pretty much cranking out these stories, right? Well, now the studios want to basically pay an extra for 1 day's worth of work and scan them and use AI to copy and paste them actually into anything they want to and own their likeness for perpetuity. And never pay them.
How they honestly think that is a great deal. They're so out of touch and they don't understand what's going on.
Let's save money by not paying them and keeping the money for us. Yeah. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, no. No.
So
but I mean, so what are they qualifying as 1 day's worth of work? Because I could
1
say
day on
that
set.
I write down
That's
2 sentences. That's going to take me all fucking day.
And they'll pay you for that and then copy your likeness and put in everything. So here's some of the stuff that they were talking about, right? Is that they wanted a higher increase in wages. So 11% in year 1, 4 in year 2, 4 in year 3. And the studios are like, nah, you get 5% in year 1, which doesn't even cover the cost of inflation.
No.
And a lot of these actors are living paycheck to paycheck, including Michelle Hurd, who is the VP of the union. She was Rafi in Picard, the Picard seasons 1 through 3. She was also on SVU. She was saying that now, because the way streaming works, they order the show up front, they do all their scenes, and then that's it. And then they wait up to a couple of years to say, hey, you're being picked back up. Whereas as a regular, when it was on network television, you got picked up, you got bigger residuals because it was on network. Now with streaming, there's no
the whole
residuals.
System changed. The entire system changed.
Yep.
To where, you know, really studios can manipulate the system for them.
So they wanted the revenue sharing. They wanted greater, you know, for streaming platforms. That was flatly rejected. Per diems, you know, they still didn't address the fact that they're not paid for the per diems up front, so they can know how to budget their money, you know, while they're on set for traveling purposes. Singers, they countered stuff like that. Dancers, they're like, yeah, you only get 25% of the rate, you know, them rejecting some things. Now, let me get down to the breaks. So here's the backgrounds. Like, they wanted to do background actors, improve their working conditions, you know, they want to do only so this is where $35 flat fee for half hour worth of work. So think about this, right? You go to work half day and you're going to be, here's $35, you know, for your own hair. Like, that's it.
If
you want to do your hair, we'll pay you $35. Yeah.
Background actors work way longer than that.
Yeah.
Just a half hour.
Oh yeah.
Now,
or not even working. They're mainly on standby for the entire most of the entire time, just for their scene.
Now think about this, right? Is this whole AI thing? They want to offer $150 for stand-ins and background actors, right? So for their day's worth of work, they want to offer them $150, and then in conjunction with the AI, we want to be able to put you in whatever we want to. That's why it's a revolutionary deal for the studios, is because you're only paying $150. You know, background actors should be paid for each episode they're employed in during a single day. They rejected that one as well. So they're basically saying, hey, you're standing in on 4 episodes, but you're only working one day. So
corporate greed,
you know,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
it is ridiculous. And then they talked about like breaks and stuff, and they rejected those. What people don't understand is that
the residuals clause alone is ridiculous. I'm sure that just got rejected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Residuals was rejected. You know, performance capture, they wanted to, you know, stop the producer practice of using benefit fund, you know, finally.
That's one of the biggest ones too, because it's like the actors who are like, oh, you remember that guy from that show? Those actors are the ones that like get those guest starring roles, but they don't ever get residuals on that episode, which they should. It's criminal.
Look at this. What I didn't know is that when they do mocap for like Avatar, that's not covered under SAG-AFTRA, and it should be.
Yeah, it should. What?
All these clauses and little statements that actors may or may not like. A lot of people aren't going to read a lot of this stuff as they sign contracts, especially if they're just breaking out. And so now anybody trying to break into the industry of like, oh, I want to do this. So, are you sure?
Look at this, right? Meal breaks. Jerry, you've been on set for this stuff, so you understand fully what kind of this part is, right? Is meal breaks. Increase the penalties for not providing meal breaks, which have not been updated since 61. Rejected. Rest periods. Increase the penalties. Rejected that.
What rest periods? What rest periods when I was on, dude? Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So this is like, you know, they're wanting like and I agree with this, producers should submit full and complete credits to IMDb and assist performers in correcting any inaccurate credits.
Oh, dude, even production, I had to fight for credits just in order to qualify for SAG. And I was actually coincidentally going to try and go to Comic-Con that year, which I would be able to go for free, just submitting my IMDb credits. But dude, I had to fight just to get that.
Yep. So pretty much the studios have rejected just about everything, as expected.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me. I don't know what you're talking about. This sounds great.
Yeah, I'm it's totally a great deal when 75% of my asks are rejected.
Yeah.
I love that.
Bob Iger, who's getting a nice chunk of bonus over the next 6 years.
What's funny about this is that, like, you look at even what the writer strike is about. They want just a 2% raise just for the writers, which accounts to $20K on every $1 million.
2% is not.
Why is that a
number.
yeah? That shouldn't be a problem, but
right. So
at the end of the day, it just shows that doesn't matter who's creating it, as long as whoever is ultimate rights holder is making all the money. That's all they care about. They don't care about who made it. They're like, oh yeah, you do good job for me, for me to make money, not you. You don't make the money for this thing that you did. I make the money.
But that's the whole point of this, right? Because the ones that are the creators are like, okay, if we stop, what do you have?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
But
and
I like, which I hate going back to it, but what Iger disgustingly said, and it really disappoints me because
it's a setting.
He is a great businessman.
Retreat.
Yeah, it was disgusting, especially when he said that we'll wait them out until they lose their homes or get kicked out of their apartments.
Didn't say that. That was a couple of other execs that were saying.
Oh, that's right. That was other studio execs. I'm sorry.
Iger was like saying that all these concerns are unrealistic.
And
when he was saying this, right, he was at a millionaire's retreat out in like middle of Montana or someplace, just sitting out chilling in this wide open area.
Bezos was there, like other it's great. It was so ridiculous.
I think this goes a lot further, and just not just the writers and actors, though. I think this is stuff from an AI, especially AI, right? I mean, this is something that if you look at like Theo and I, right, from an AI perspective, if AI were to take off, you theoretically, if AI was strong enough, could eliminate our jobs.
So I know we're saying that we're not talking about TV, and I'm not going to put any opinion out there, but this situation is practically a mirror image of an episode of Black Mirror called Joan is Awful. So I would recommend seeing how awful this situation is.
We can even go back further. We can go back to the 80s. I got one word for you: Skynet.
Yeah.
I mean,
but look at where we're at right now. We are at the precipice of having to figure out to regulate AI, but also look at how large this strike. Like, I don't think people understand that this strike is going to go on for I believe quite a while, and that also means like nothing's being written or updated for television. Like, we are not going to have everything, our episodes or our movies coming in, which hopefully this movement gets some traction, but I think it's going to be a slow moving train,
and it needs to,
because the execs they're making far so much beyond money. They're far beyond reality.
So I have a question for the group is with things being thought to be projected for a long time, do we think those involved with the strike will go about other mediums in order to make money? So like writers, they could write books, plays, whatnot, that don't necessarily have to be a video type of medium, right? Actors might be a little bit different. They can do plays too, but do you think there might be an uprise in different mediums rather than and kind of reduce in streaming, since there won't be content?
It depends on where they end up selling to.
Sorry, what'd you say, Darren?
It depends on who they're selling to.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the day, if they do find other mediums to dabble into, if it is aside from acting, writing scripts, stuff like that, regardless if they write or not, who are they going to sell that to that is not in support of all the changes that they're asking for? So they have to find the right people to even work with for that to even matter. So they could still be creating, but if it's still to the same entity, it's counterproductive at the end of the day.
Isn't it with but isn't most of those, or I guess a good number of those mediums, like not under the SAG-AFTRA type of stuff? So like writing their own books, I mean, that's not going to be under that.
No.
Right?
Yeah. So no, that's what I'm saying. It just depends on where they go.
So yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Darren. Like, it depends on who they're able to sell it to, as long as it's not to the same entity. Okay.
And I think that's also part of like waiting to see how long this goes, and also seeing, those individuals on the picket line figuring out what they need to do, because that's their livelihood. So yeah, they're going to have to figure out other ways of making means right now. So
I give it to probably the end of September, and then you're going to really start seeing movement on negotiations. Reason I say that is is you look at, well, hold on.
Really? Okay.
No, because think about this is new shows, okay, are what are going to help drive subscribers to your streaming platforms. Okay. And if you don't have that new content, what are people coming to your platforms for? Right. You look at you look at Netflix, right? But Netflix already lost a bunch of subscribers because of their whole password fiasco.
Ugh.
And if they don't have new shows coming in and helping to drive up the revenue for those exclusives, people are going to leave Netflix, right? Same thing, you don't go to Paramount Plus to go watch Wings. You're going to Paramount Plus to go watch, the newest, like Star Trek or, Picard,
but that's the whole point. They're trying to flush them out.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. I don't know if I agree with September. I'd probably say end of year. I think they're stockpiled enough to last in the year.
Yeah,
but as soon as
because they're going to
new content, yeah, definitely there's going to be more uproar because there's going to be people actually noticing things being gone.
Because if anything, that's where they're going to want to stay stern and continue on, because that's when they're going to hit the major blow, is when they finally see their next quota and their numbers.
Yeah.
That it really is going to impact them. So that's why I think they are planning to go long.
Like what's the saying is like, you don't know what you had until it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But this is primarily in like American industry, correct?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
It's
SAG is
worldwide, or is it just primarily certain countries?
So SAG is. It is it's kind of worldwide. Yes, this is more the US side of the equation because of how Europe and stuff works right now. So like whatever that Game of Thrones prequel, sequel, or whatever it is, House of Dragons, whatever it's called, that's still in production because of how the contracts and stuff work in the EU.
Okay.
So they can't strike because of how the contracts and everything work over there. But
at this point, now, I'm not going to lie. What I see happening is that Netflix and all the other streaming platforms, they're going to just literally open up the international lines, because every time I open my Netflix now, I see like a good amount of good
French,
Pakistani,
like
Indian,
Pakistani,
hella Korean,
like all day Asian.
Yeah.
Films, and like, yes, I've watched a few, but I don't warn you that it's going to be my entire. You should watch these.
But think about this though, right? Is who is your biggest demographic though? Like, I get it.
Is always going to be for the majority of these, it's the States. That's where the majority.
Correct.
And so, as far as like you're saying, Netflix, I feel like Disney and Hulu is going to take the biggest hit, honestly.
Yeah.
But because of how long this is more than likely going to go, and like you said, people are going to start noticing over time. We're paying attention to stuff like this, so of course it's in our sight right now.
Yep.
But as months goes along, and if people who are just standard Netflix watchers, they'll go on, catch up on old shows, whatever, and then start seeing that only the new stuff is foreign shows or foreign movies, whatever. That's noticeable. Like, people are now becoming more accepting of like, oh, this Korean show's pretty good. Oh, did you watch this show? I think it was filmed in India. Like, there's
Squid Game, is a good example.
Squid Game was one of the biggest ones that kind of opened people up to go, oh,
you guys,
oh, these Asian shows are pretty good. Okay, we might be onto something. So that might be a little cushion for them. Yeah, it's going to be a cushion, but it's not going to be another Sandman season. It's not going to be just things that are set out here that we know that were big and have other seasons coming up.
So
we're never going to see.
It'll be interesting.
You're going to have those big names that stay around. So Netflix, Hulu's still going to stay around, but those smaller ones that decided to branch off with Paramount Plus, those little pluses like Discovery Plus, those little ones that decided to branch off and do their own thing, they're not going to be making enough money to do those servers. in order to handle it. So they're going to.
He's ready to see another HBO name change.
It already changed. It's Max.
I know it's going to change again. I'm ready for it to happen again.
What's it going to be? HBO Min?
What was it? HBO Go, HBO Max. Now it's just Max. Now it's just gonna we ain't got that X Factor.
So Hulu is going to be merging into Disney Plus. That's supposed to be happening towards the end of the year. But to your point, though, I think Hulu is going to take one of the biggest hits because their platform is the current stuff that's on network television coming out the day or two after it's aired on broadcast television.
That stuff is day and date. Yeah,
correct. So we'll see what happens. I think the biggest fight, though, that they're fighting for is AI. And I think that fight needs to be had because right now, to our point, is AI isn't regulated. It is so unchecked right now, and it's rapidly expanding its knowledge. And eventually it's going to start crossing over from just, the movie industry to public sector. It's already starting to do their, I don't remember which company it was. They just fired 95% of their customer service folks because their chat bot performed better.
Jesus.
So
that's
here's
scary.
the thing is, if you're going to start bringing in all this AI, you have to you got to figure out wages for people. You got to figure out how people are going to survive, because if AI is taking over all this stuff, they're not going to have jobs. And what's, I think, even funnier is that some of this stuff was talked about by Gene Roddenberry back when he was starting Trek, because a lot of this stuff was, future tense and, people losing their jobs and having no money and causing wars and stuff. So let's move from that to another war, FTC versus Microsoft.
Microsoft, baby, woohoo!
It is done.
I'm tired of this war. I'm glad. God,
this is the part of the night where we talk about how a certain platform, Sony, screwed around and found out. So with this, everything is done. FTC lost all their appeals. The mergers happened. Call of Duty is now on Game Pass. And we're talking not just like
all of them.
We're talking all of them. And Microsoft turned back up the servers for all of the old games. So
that's weird.
There is that.
Good though. I don't care if they're on. Are they good?
Yeah.
Well,
if they're on, who cares? Whatever. They're garbage and hacker filled. So
yeah,
I won't hop on and none of that.
So nobody knows the exact deals of what took place, but PlayStation did sign the 10-year binding agreement with Microsoft, which, oh, by the way, was originally given to Jim Ryan by Phil Spencer back on May of 2022. So over a year ago, but Jim Ryan decided, I'm going to be a baby about this.
I was just about to say, be the biggest baby. The biggest baby.
Dude, they just threw a tantrum, and that's what they did. They just wanted to play the long game.
And we talked about this, right? They were throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at the wall to see what would stick.
Yep.
To try and get this merger not to go through. Now, I do understand, like, at least from a tech perspective, I do understand PlayStation being extremely hesitant about supplying dev kits for the PS6 to Activision Studios because they're now owned by Microsoft. So I get that piece, right? Because then Microsoft could go, well, we've got Xbox 720 or whatever they're going to call the next one.
Yes.
That
joke's so old. Get with the times, buddy.
But no, what I'm saying is whatever they're going to call it, right, is that
box.
It's the Super Series. Okay,
Xbox
Super
shelf.
Series.
And they're like, oh crap, Sony's putting all this stuff into the PS6. We need to change ours up, so I can understand their hesitancy there, but the X Sphere, right?
I know Jim Ryder's already said no to
Hexagon.
it, but
yeah,
I just need PlayStation to
Sphere
swallow
360.
Stop it.
Pentagon.
I need PlayStation to swallow their pride and just say, fine, you can put the stupid little Game Pass box on our XMB bar. Just make it happen.
Why not? I mean,
I'd also be down. Like if Game Pass was available on PlayStation, I'd be down because I'd play my old games. I miss some of my old.
I'm
Xbox.
waiting for it to show up on Switch.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
I think it would
make
be
Switches
Switch first.
explode. I believe
so.
that will be a thing, but I don't think that the Switch
I don't think it'll-
can handle
yeah.
Switch 2.
half of that. The Super Switch. It's the Super Switch. Let's get
Super
it.
Switch.
The Super Switch.
I think they need to go with that. That'd be great.
Yeah, but
Actually, that'd be a cool symbol too. The SS. Nintendo could play with that.
see? I'm just saying.
That's
Same.
saying.
Gotcha.
Works pretty well.
I
with
like
other
that.
things because I mean, like Camaro.
Boom,
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
dude. And
You did-
Nintendo
you did
with
have
their promotional stuff.
Nintendo. Just so you're
welcome.
aware, Darren has this copyrighted. Just so you know, don't
Yeah.
be stealing it.
Yeah, you're welcome. From Darren. That was
hey.
just no, he just wants a shout out by Nintendo
I just
saying,
want to
"Hey,
shout
thanks for the
out.
idea."
I know that
Give him a
the
job,
online and
not just a
protection
shout out.
thing
Give him a
is
job.
I just, hey, I ain't opposed, but but all in all, yeah, what PlayStation swallow their pride, just allow Game Pass to be on PlayStation. PlayStation gamers are still happy, they still have their Call of Duty, and or Destiny needs to be the shit within 10 years. That's your play. Either suck it up, allow the other team to show up on your platform, because clearly we already see they're not too concerned about selling consoles. They're concerned about selling that service. And now
Yeah.
I'm mad because right after we record on Sunday, they announced that they're eliminating Xbox Live and it's now switching to Game Pass Core. And
Which
so
That's the surprise.
we're getting there. No,
I know. I see where it's all going. I see where it's
we
all
were gonna-
going.
that was going to be a surprise, Darren. That Games with Gold is dead. It is dying. It is finally, Jason. You're finally getting your wish.
That's right. After how many
But-
months? How many months of stupid games of $700 of $10 products? You know,
So
Games
real
of Gold.
quick,
really happening.
let me throw
Oh
this
my
out there.
god.
5 years
let me-
ago.
Let me throw this out there. If 343 doesn't get its shit together with Halo,
Well,
which of the COD teams gets Halo?
Oh, ooh.
you think that they'd get the IP?
What a question.
No, think about this. So Activision is now owned by Microsoft. So therefore, any one of those teams can work on Halo. So Treyarch, Infinity
have
Ward,
I just have
Sledgehammer,
a feeling
Ravensoft.
because they kind of started it and they'd probably ruin it anyways too. They'd go Sledgehammer.
See,
I was leaning towards
I would
Sledgehammer.
hope for Infinity
See?
Ward. I would
I'd
hope for
want-
Infinity Ward because they did the first Modern Warfare.
I don't think
That's
Infinity
a long
would take
time
it.
ago, brother.
I'd want
I
Treyarch.
know,
That's a
but
I don't
long
think
time
Infinity
ago.
would take it.
I'd want
I would hope
Treyarch just
Infinity
from
Ward would take it.
Or not the same
Black
companies
Ops
anymore.
Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3. Treyarch.
or
Yeah.
Treyarch. I think Treyarch might do a decent job.
I think both Treyarch and Infinity Ward would have too much of a reputation and an ego in order to take Halo.
Yeah.
That's why I would hope they would take.
You're pretty
Why-
much handed a dead horse right now.
Yeah.
Like
Like, make this better,
It's-
please. And
it's
and
not
yeah,
a dead-
why would they take it?
Because they're the ones that started the whole jumping and flying crap in the first place in COD.
No, here's how we fumble the bag further. Give it to the Overwatch devs.
Oh shit. I
Damn.
mean, to a certain extent, I'm not opposed to that. I would prefer that over Sledgehammer.
1-2.
But
Mm,
all right.
yeah,
Wow.
maybe. Actually, thinking about it, maybe.
Darren's going out with the good ideas so far.
Yeah,
Hey
man.
man, it's not a good idea. This is a terrible thing I just proposed. But hey,
But it's the most viable. That's
Right.
why. That's why. It seems like the most viable that they'll
uh-huh.
that they'll go. Yeah.
Hey, you fixing
Wow,
up Overwatch?
that-
Not really. Wanted to take a crack at Halo? Sure.
Hey, we're getting so with that, we're gonna get Halo Wars 3.
Oh God. Oh. The fact that they even got a sequel, man, both games were bad. I don't get how it like.
Oh god, I just had a quick nightmare in my head. Now it's going to be, instead of, oh, it's the guy from Fortnite. Now it's, oh, it's the guy from Overwatch.
Oh. That's sad. How
What?
far Master Chief has fallen. It
So-
hurts. It hurts a little bit.
I was talking about this with Soldier today, right? And we got on the subject of Halo and stuff. And honestly, we haven't had any good Halo since Bungie left.
True.
4 was
It is.
5's multiplayer was cool, and that's all I got.
Actually,
yeah,
because I was gonna say 4 was okay, but 3 was great. Yeah, 4 was just okay. 5 was just okay.
3 was Bungie, yeah. 3 was still Bungie.
Yeah, 3 was Bungie. Yeah, that's right.
Reach was
Bungie.
Reach was
and
Bungie.
Then with 4, it swapped on to 343.
Well, ODST.
ODST was
Bungie.
Bungie, yeah.
Yep. So all the good Halos.
Halo has been ass since 343.
Yes.
That's true.
I give it its credit where it's due, where it can be, when it can get credit.
And I think
but
that's sad. That's actually kind of sad. That's a long time.
I really think though it'd be like, you know, having them quit on Halo though, right, would be the equivalent of Nintendo having I mean, God forbid it would never happen, but a couple of bad Mario games, right? And then they're all of a sudden going, hey, we're killing Mario.
Yeah.
Halo is to Xbox as Mario is to Nintendo. So if 343 can't get their shit together, I think you have to bring in one of the COD teams to take over. And maybe even just reset all of Halo. Just be like, go back to the start and
completely reboot it.
Just rework it, remaster it, just like Mortal Kombat. Call it Halo 1. You know.
Mortal Kombat's done that like 3 times though, and they
I know, right?
They can do that, okay.
But that's why we accept it for Mortal Kombat, because they just do it and they don't care. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, we're back.
Remember Mortal Kombat 9? That was just Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat X. No, that was a standalone. This is Mortal Kombat 1 now. Yeah.
After 11.
So in other words, they're taking a note out of Fast and Furious naming convention.
I love it. My telenovela, dude. My franchise telenovela. I love it.
You're welcome for that.
Yes.
I love the dead eyes that I'm seeing on screen right now.
So
Darren, no, don't, dude. You know why? Because you family, dog.
Here's why
it's all about family.
No, it's more of like I'm about to kill the Halo series, and it's a and it's a thing that me and my boys were talking about the other day. If the game has fall in the name, it's ass. Think about that. Think of the last couple games that had what word fall afterwards. It's been bad. I just needed something with Halo and the word fall afterwards just to solidify its death. Godfall, Redfall, Babylon's Fall, Greedfall. All these games are bad, bro. If it has fall in the title, it's
oh
a
my
bad
god
game.
Oh,
I think I had at least 2 more when we had this conversation. I'm like, man, they actually don't miss on bad. So
oh my god.
If you really want to do it, 343, just add Halo Fallen, whatever, and it's done.
At least there's an example
Fall of the Master Chief.
Good game with fall in it. It's Destiny Lightfall.
That's fair. That's an expansion, not a game, my brother.
Correct. I was just going to go there. I was like, that's DLC.
I can see.
Hit him with the shit. Hit him with the shit.
See, you know what? It can have the word fallen. That's good. Well, Fallen Destiny. Dynasty. Good game. We like Fallen. Just fall. Bad times.
So let me ask this. Where do you, now that all of this is done, right? Before we move on to the death of Games with Gold, which we've, at least on our show, has been like calling for this to happen for months on end. So is everybody else.
On the real, I like anytime you guys mention Games for Golds for the month, I laugh. I'm like, why are you guys talking about this, bro? Who cares?
Because it's that running joke.
It's just ridiculous that they haven't like done something about it for all these years,
right?
And finally, like
PlayStation Plus games every month, just at least claim them. Xbox Live can tell you the last time I even looked at what the titles were.
Right.
So it's just funny there because it's every month they come out with the Games of Gold, and it's just like getting punched in the face.
And the pricing is just ridiculous. Like, where did they get this pricing?
And it's like, you know what? Like, oh, here's 2 random ass games that you'll never hear of.
But they're $30 each.
Saving you $30.
So let me ask this. Now that all this has happened, setting aside what we're going to have a running joke about, but do you think now Xbox is better positioned after the acquisition to kind of compete a little bit better with PlayStation?
I still
absolutely. I think they're going to get But it also depends on how they promote themselves and how they're looking to sell. I think they have an opportunity.
I don't think so. I think that with their record, they only succeed over PlayStation in services, not in games. PlayStation always succeeds in games.
Hey, Darren, with your theory, does that mean if they were to come out with an expansion for fall in the name for Starfield failing?
Starfall.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Right.
If Starfield is ass, I'm calling it Starfall. I'm just throwing it out there now.
You heard it here first. I
love it.
I don't really think, I mean, I think it helps Xbox definitely, for their player base and whatnot, to give them more, more games. There's going to be Activision and Blizzard games that are going to go exclusive, because these deals they've been signing have only been for COD. They haven't been for the rest of the Activision portfolio. So even then, though,
just to clarify real quick, we are still on FTC.
Microsoft acquisition.
Okay.
Mark, it's the whole.
I just want to make sure, for our listeners, since we went off on a little bit of a tangent with Games with Gold a little bit, we backtracked.
I think honestly, this whole thing is just making it more divided, where my prediction from PlayStation 3 and Xbox is getting more into light, where you will only get an Xbox primarily for shooters, and you will primarily get Nintendo for if you have a family, and you will get PlayStation if you fit into neither of those categories.
So hold on. I take offense to that comment about Nintendo, because I was still grabbing Nintendos and I didn't have kids. I've been playing Animal Crossing since
But
GameCube.
you still played family-based games, or family-friendly games, I should say.
That's what they are. They're family-friendly.
Game.
You're not very rare.
Mario at the end of the day is a family game.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
Very rare.
All their games are structured towards family, but that's what it hits. It hits our inner child. That's what we love about it.
It took forever to finally see an M-rated game on the Switch, and you're like, I can't even remember what it is, because it's very rare,
it's
very few.
Outside of Mortal Kombat, there was a couple of those Japanese games that were very very M-rated, so to speak.
Yeah,
so
it's very rare, very few. That's why you're still gonna get the wholesome content from Nintendo, and they're never gonna
fair enough
stop doing that. Where it hits the fan base, it hits who they're targeting, their target audience so well.
So Darren, let me ask you this:
Yeah,
if you didn't already have an Xbox, okay, after this acquisition now and everything they've done with Bethesda and brought them in house and everything, would this make you run out and buy an Xbox?
No. Still no. My thing with this acquisition, and like you were mentioning, for at the end of the day, how people see PlayStation, Xbox, you see PlayStation for exclusive story-driven games, Xbox you see for shooters, and I feel like that argument for Xbox hasn't been a thing since mid to early Xbox One. And now Xbox realizes that, we're just the shooter system and everybody knows it. And that's been a problem for them, because now as the years go on, we're all playing Call of Duty, Gears, Halo, blah, blah, blah. But the more these titles come out, the more either you stick with them because that's honestly the only game you play, or you start noticing the diminishing returns year after year, and you're like, I'm playing the same game, I'm playing Madden, I'm playing 2K, but it's with the shoots.
Yeah.
And now with these acquisitions, it was the shoots. I know that's what got you.
I like that. I like that.
I mean, that just sounds like a bowel movement to me, but just
okay, fine. Pew pew.
But now after the Bethesda acquisition, this Activision Blizzard, all these other studios that have been acquiring, these are not shooter studios. They're not. These are all studios that have stories to tell, that have different gameplay, that have just so many different worlds to explore. And Xbox is saying, hey, Xbox is more than just shooters. That has definitely been the goal of all these acquisitions. Like the kind of funny interview that they had on Xcast, Phil Spencer knows that they are in last place. They know that they lost the previous generation, and that has set them back. With digital games being so prevalent now, it's not going to be a quick thing that now that they own all these IPs, they're going to go to play on Xbox now, because it's like, but I have this entire library on PlayStation. Game Pass is great. I will never downplay Game Pass because it is an amazing deal. It is Netflix for gaming. It makes you look at that catalog and you are stunned by choices. It gives you that moment of pause, and that is great. But now we're going to have to see what this acquisition does for them in the future. It's not going to change a damn thing now. It is whatever the next 2 to 3 years is going to be make or break.
Is Square Enix the next studio to the next domino to fall?
I think PlayStation will be the one to topple that domino. The way that all these other games they've been exclusively, they haven't bought them, but they're like, hey, here's this. It's only on PlayStation.
Still friends.
Hey,
it's only on PlayStation. You know, it's fine. With the power of PS5, we can do this.
Right.
It's like, PlayStation's going to be here for quite a long time. Xbox is here. I'm going to see it's going to go up, but
that goes back to what I said earlier, where I think depending on what products they have and things and so forth, that I think they have a chance to redeem themselves and come back, but it depends on how they execute.
Game Pass. They have that chance through Game Pass.
Yeah.
Game Pass on PC, Game Pass on Xbox if you have one, Game Pass on Samsung TVs if you have that. They don't, as long as you have Game Pass, that's their play. And
but here's the counter to that, and I think this is where you would want to see what's the coalition working on, what's whatever that other studio is that they formed. It's working on Perfect Dark. Is you have to see what these studios are going to produce for you from a first party perspective, because if it's trash, then Game Pass doesn't matter, because you have PlayStation Plus on PlayStation with proven first party titles that are exclusive as well. So you can have all these multi-platform titles in your wheelhouse.
Don't get me wrong. Xbox has everything to prove right now. They have everything to prove. Like this,
and I want them to.
Key 3, this Jeff Fest, that Xbox conference was there. Hey guys, this upcoming year. This is our year for us to do it. This is the year that we're going to be putting out stuff. But now, like you said, it has to be good. If it's not good, it could be Redfall, and we all know how that.
Actually, great case in point. Started off weak. They're not at a great start.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I want Xbox to succeed. I really do, because I think the industry is better when PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo are at their best.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's better when we have the healthy 3 at all competition, and they're all at their best.
And as we go to talk about Game Pass,
I just want Microsoft to actually do it themselves rather than buy up the resources to produce.
You're asking for a lot there.
That is,
we ain't spending all this money to do ourselves, my guy. We got those guys
to
do it for us.
That's true.
And as we go to move on to talk about games with gold and stuff like that, we'd be remiss to not say happy, and congratulations on the retirement of one Larry Erb, Major Nelson. He is going to be leaving Xbox after 22 years. He has been the face of Xbox, going all the way back to the launch of the original Xbox. So I have respected him for a long, long time. He's one of the reasons I listened to the Xbox podcast, just because he is really great, informative. He's passionate too. He's got some great stories, but you know what? In the end of the day, he's doing what's best for him and his family, and you have to respect that. So
he's put in his service. He's done his duty.
Yep.
Hey, go on. Shouts out to you. And
alrighty,
until the next time we see him, hopefully it's something great.
Here we go. Game Pass Core. Starting September 14th, Xbox Live Gold. Games with Gold is becoming Game Pass Core. It'll be $10 a month or $60 for a year. So pretty much the same equivalent of PlayStation Plus. but we get better games every month.
Still the same price as games.
That's the
with
same
code,
price.
right?
That's the same price as live.
Correct.
Nothing
It is.
changed but the name.
Nothing changed.
Wow.
So
Wait,
Nothing
did they
changed.
just change the name and that's it?
That's it.
no. They're,
I
they
think
changed
it's a little
lot.
bit more,
Access
but
to
so
some amount
you're
of
not going to have
Game
you're not
Pass.
going to have those indie games anymore that we've been getting freebies
Okay.
and stuff like that. So what they're doing is they're
Throw it
going to
away.
something similar to what we had with the PlayStation Collection for all the
Yeah.
PS5 owners. We had that selection of games that we could download. So
take a look
at
at
launch,
It's
they're
kinda
going
like-
to
it's kinda
have
like-
25.
It's kind of like
Okay.
Game Pass Lite, or like how PlayStation did their PlayStation Plus in tiers, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
here's their titles that they're going to have available as part of this.
Okay.
So Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2,
100.
Doom Eternal, Elder Scrolls Online,
I'm just going-
Fable Anniversary, which that was actually really good.
It's pretty good.
You had Fallout 4, Fallout 76. You're getting
Huh?
Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5,
5?
Grounded, Halo
Halo
5,
5?
Halo Wars 2. You're getting Hellblade.
Beautiful game.
beautiful
Human
game.
Fall
It's
Flat.
great.
So I'll
The only thing I'm
Um,
looking
it's
forward
so
to.
sad that it's only going to be on Xbox/PC.
You're getting Inside, Ori and the
Oh,
Will
Ori.
of the Wisps,
Just like
but Psychonauts
This is
2
an
and State of Decay.
interesting list of games.
It is an interesting list. And
that's not bad.
I'm kind of
It's not a bad list.
It's
It's
recent
just
game
interesting.
out of the entire list is
Yep.
Psychonauts 2.
So here's the breakdown of what they're going to. So you've
Is
got
that it though? Is that all you're getting?
That's what we're
that's
getting.
all. That is all you're getting. You're getting online multiplayer. You're getting a catalog of 25 titles, which they will add over time. But you're getting member deals and discounts. That's it. So for the grand scheme of things, if you want all the better stuff, you might as well just pay the extra $7 to get Ultimate. It comes down to it.
You get you can pay the same price for PC or $1 more for console to get full library.
No, but here's the thing: is that with console, it does not have online multiplayer.
What?
Correct.
This
Yeah.
is about to mess people up.
So wait, so for
Yes.
so let me understand this. So for console, you have to pay for Xbox Live and Game Pass in order to play online?
Yes.
Jesus. But you don't have to pay that for PC.
Correct.
How does that make any sense?
Stupid.
So this is
What,
just a new name. That's it. That's all. That's all.
Prior to
Xbox
this,
doing.
was standard
In
Game
tiers.
Pass? Did standard Game Pass also include Xbox Live prior to this switch?
Yes.
Interesting. Then.
So Yeah.
Since we were talking about like X shapes now I'm just thinking of X poop emoji.
There's just.
yeah, so that's where we are heading to.
I had faith. I had faith that this is just being like absorbed into the Game Pass, and you're just like,
I'm just hoping
Yeah.
that this is like
take it.
a step, that there's
Yeah.
there's a larger plan, and this is just a step.
This
Nope.
is ridiculous.
This is the
man.
plan. I feel like this is
mean-
the plan.
In all fairness, we got way better games with that PlayStation Plus collection.
Well, no, I
Yeah,
don't-
we did.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
Which is gone
how
now,
many
but
subscriptions on Xbox do you need?
Yeah,
to
but how
be-
long did we have it for? I mean, come on, we had it for a couple
3
of years.
years. We had it for 3 years.
If you didn't,
yeah.
if you did not at least add all those titles to your library, like we normally do for PlayStation Plus monthly, just going click, 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 click,
click,
whatever,
yeah,
put
right.
it in the library.
Yeah.
That's on you. That's on you, dog. You know,
I didn't
but-
claim a single one of them because I already owned them all. I didn't need to claim that,
right? Dude, that's been
So
my
I have-
last year. Like half
I have
of the
a
titles on
question.
PlayStation Plus have been ones I already owned.
Right? I'm just like, oh, that's
Wait,
cool.
wait,
All
so-
So I have a
What
question.
do you
So,
want?
so I need clarity on
Yeah,
this
I mean-
price range crap here. So
Okay.
it's $10 a month or $60 a year to only get a library of 25 and have multiplayer online. So basically Xbox Live with 25 games.
Correct.
If you wanted the 100 games, you have to add on console, which is another $11 to have the 100 games or hundreds of games and have online play. So total of $21 a month, or do $17 a month for Ultimate.
Yep.
Brain hurt.
Why
Yeah.
is
How many
Microsoft's marketing with prices suck so bad?
No,
They
don't
don't
get it.
understand MSRP for games with gold.
It's like
They also can't understand these packages together. Like, yes, 21 equals 17 easily.
all I need to know is that Xbox How many subscriptions do we need?
Darren.
At this point, you might as well just get rid of everything and move it to.
What is this?
Darren, your look said it all, bro.
What is this?
Darren's all like, Theo, welcome to the conversation.
My thing, prior to this, Game Pass Ultimate $14.99 a month, correct? For just
when it first
Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, it's going up to $17.99 though.
16. It's going up $2. It's going up $2.
Or $16.99 rather. Yeah.
So it's like, I get it. It's a cunning way of upping the price of Game Pass without upping the price of Game Pass, because you see these two individual smaller tiers that put together make a bigger number. So it's just like, why would you do that when you could just pay $6 more instead?
Well, I mean, it's
get it
fair
all.
marketing, because they always say it's like, okay, buy 2 for this discount if you buy them together.
Yeah.
I think this was it was inevitability that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the skew, like the console, seeing core console PC is confusing.
Yeah.
That's confusing as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you only play on PC and you want that game and you want Game Pass on PC. That's fine. At the end of the day, it's if you wanted to do this, have core and ultimate. That's it. Yeah. Maybe if you want to have that PC section just alongside, that's fine, whatever. Because
console shouldn't exist. Like I didn't even know console existed.
The console
I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
I had to go digging to find out exactly what console was, because like when I looked at it and it was like no online multiplayer, I'm like, you really have this out there with no online multiplayer? What? And I had to go look, and it's like, yes, indeed. And they had to have a Xbox Live membership to play multiplayer online if they had console Game Pass. So
it's like you get Game Pass, but you can't play online with the games that are on Game Pass. So how you want to?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Darren, I know you got to bounce out of here for Tekken Tuesday, right?
Tekken Tuesday.
I'm here, you know. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the Game Pass stuff, dude. Right now.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, I don't get it.
Honestly, is Microsoft getting their like information and their like ideas from Spirit Airlines? Because I mean, just it's so
no.
Like,
no. I'm gonna go worse.
Is it EA?
No,
Frontier?
it's Frontier.
Yeah, all the add-ons.
Hey, I'm gonna give a high five to Frontier, because at the end of the day, it's still not Spirit. Okay, Frontier's right here, and here's Spirit.
Sir, as a returning customer of Spirit Airlines, sir.
God.
Like,
God. You take offense? You take offense?
Don't even say that. You showed us pictures of your seats from your Spirit flight, and we know how bad it is.
Yeah, bro.
Don't even say that.
Frontier's just as bad, though.
It is, but it's a little bit, just a smidge better.
Oh my God.
What I expect, but I know what I'm getting. Unlike Xbox right now, I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know what I'm getting.
Okay, hold on.
That was good.
But even with Spirit, I expect to go to my destination alive, and I don't fully believe Spirit will do that.
That's fair.
But at least, like, no offense to the Oakland A's fans out there, but the Coliseum has better conditions than Frontier and Spirit.
Wow.
$50
as an Oakland native, that hurts. We're already losing the A's. Don't bring it up, bro. We don't got actually no more. They keep taking them from us.
Like, real quick, the mayor made a huge power play up at All-Star Week. So we'll see what happens now, because she took the receipts on what the city has been trying to work with Oakland.
It's also not a previous mayor who was the absolute worst. So
well, yeah.
So anything is a plus.
Yes. I mean, I hope. Okay, so here's the thing: is I hope Oakland doesn't lose the A's, because they've been the Oakland A's for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
You know. And now, granted, the Coliseum needs some dynamite taken to it and imploded.
No, the Coliseum's awful. Dodger Stadium's awful. Dude, so many stadiums need some love.
Except Coors Field.
Well, get a winning team.
You know what though? Hold on though. But he says
Don't worry, man, I'll smack him for you.
No. He says it like it's an insult, but here in the Mile High City, we're used to losing with the Rockies, so it doesn't really matter. It's fun to go watch.
Okay, right, baby, I know what we do.
We had a championship.
We just rep hard. We don't win. We just rep really hard.
You're the minor leagues team for the rest of the majors.
You got us there. You got us there.
That hurt.
The Lakers hurt.
So
Lakers hurt. They should be better. They really should be better.
What was that? Okay, what was that again? Sweep, Jerry?
Oh, shut up.
Was that a sweep I hear when we're talking about the Lakers? Just saying. So
but the team they have, they should be winning. I don't get it.
One word, LeBron. He is a team killer.
I know. So many people like think he's so amazing, but he has his moments, but he needs to get his act together.
Basketball talk.
Yeah. He's too busy chasing Jordan. That's all it is.
On a game podcast.
So,
baby.
Anyways,
pop culture, sir.
Oh, okay. Pop.
This is sports ball in my video game podcast. What is this?
Yeah, come on.
Hey.
Come on, they're getting their act together. Come on, dog. I have faith.
Hey, San Diego studio. MLB The Show. You know, it's still a game.
On Xbox. Anyway.
On Switch. Hey, it's on Switch too. And it's horrible on the Switch.
Oh, okay, it's on Switch.
Dude, I picked it up on the Switch just to see how truly bad it really was. Like, and it is that abysmally bad. It's like, honestly, like we were playing triple play 99 back on the PS1.
Oh,
don't you insult that PS1 game?
Oh, I'm talking about it graphically. We're going.
Don't you insult that PS1? Sure, it ran some smoother. Shoot. But with that, gentlemen, I will bid you all adieu. It is always a pleasure. I will catch you.
Later,
we
dude.
need to get the rest of the boys on.
We got to do a lot of things.
We need a reunion.
Yeah, bro.
We need a reunion.
Time is an illusion. But all right, gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
Catch y'all later. Peace out.
Have fun with Tekken Tuesday.
Later, bud.
Appreciate y'all. Later.
All right, folks. And if you're digging on the fighting genre, go ahead on, Rusty Rupees.
With 2 E's.
Doing Tekken Tuesday with 2 E's. 2 E's. Yeah. So with that, I think it's good that they're killing off Games with Gold finally. Jason, I'm sorry the surprise got ruined because I was going to save that all the way to the end because I wanted to get a true reaction.
To be perfectly honest, in a matter of value, I feel like it's worse than Games with Gold.
No.
I think a matter of value, it's worse.
That's true because they did
better games with core. You get better games, but you don't get to keep them.
Well, no,
you don't get to keep anything.
That's it. Like if you only get 25, that's really.
You get to keep. It's like PlayStation Plus. You get to keep them
as all the games with gold that you collected.
You get to keep those. You keep those as long as you're subscribed to Core or Ultimate Game Pass.
So it requires online multiplayer access.
Pretty much.
Let's download a single player game and
So
I don't know.
With that,
I'm just glad that they finally got rid of it. I am sad that they just didn't absolve it into the Game Pass and just be like, hey, you know what, guys? Thanks for being a member. Thanks for subscribing to us. You know what? All this stuff that you get. Just because we love you.
Just because. We're just going to make it so much easier.
So for our Nintendo listeners.
Because we want people to enjoy our services, here's all this for you. In a time when everybody is getting rid of things, cutting out things, here, we're going to give this to you. How awesome that would sound? They'd be like, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about getting Game Pass. But now I'm like, I don't want to 7 more subscriptions to the Xbox for...
So... This whole new structure, right? Core, console, PC. It feels like Tom Nook is running Game Pass.
At this point,
because
You never
It
have
is.
that bill.
It feels like getting screwed over on Animal Crossing. Hey, come to this
It's
island.
gonna be another 3 million. Oh no, next there's 5 million.
You want a basement? Hey, here you go. So,
oh, you want
it'll
to
be
color your mailbox? 500,000.
shit.
Jesus.
No, that's free, but you have to buy that. You have to buy the addition to your house to get it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think finally getting this deal closed allows Xbox to finally move forward. We'll see what PlayStation does, if they really end up supplying dev kits for PS6s to Microsoft or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Honestly, PlayStation has to do nothing at this right now. Like, let them
They-
chips fall at the moment, because the way that they're setting themselves up, yes, like Darren said, they're slowly going to gradually get up there with them, but in that time, you're still going to have all these things that PlayStation's going to come out.
I don't think that they're
Nintendo's
going to
gonna
go
come
up
out.
that quick. I still think it's like what I said.
Not this generation
like,
at all.
Xbox is still going to continue to be better in just services, whereas PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I will
think so.
hands down say that
agree.
the streaming capabilities of Microsoft is way better than
Oh yeah,
PlayStation Plus streaming. Absolutely, hands down, 100%. So, with that, I want to, thank everyone who crashed game night with us tonight. If you like what you heard, make sure to hit that subscribe button. As you can tell, these are some of the shenanigans you can look forward to, especially when we have guests, our good friends show up and crash game night. So, head on over to crashinggamenight.com, check out our past episodes. And right now, as the world's kind of getting a little bit crazy with everything, especially with the strikes and some other news that came out on the political front here in the States, guys, please just be excellent to each other.
That's right, everybody. And in this special segment of Crashing Game Night, we would like to once again.
Horrible hand model.
I'm a horrible hand model. Foreground.
Off the product.
I literally.
My hands.
I don't know what to do with that. Once again, we want to send out the same message again. Please lend a helping hand. Let's try and be more compassionate, more patient, and try and promote a little bit more kindness, and just try and overall, let's try and be and do a little better. Thank you all, and and hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
This is to you.
This is an easier Passover.
Yeah.
This is that, right? I just heard you stop talking.
There we go. Boom.
Let the man speak. He's got clients waiting out back. Let's let the man speak.
Stay safe out there. It's I am excited for these homies because they get to go to SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con.
Can't wait.
Obviously, they're gonna have a good time.
I hope the existing panels are good for you guys, because we know a lot of those got canceled because of the strike now.
Oh, we got our plan going.
So far, we're okay with some of them. I'm particularly excited for Critical Role's panels.
Yeah.
So.
We've got some plans going, so it's going to be great.
It's going to be more of a stretch, but
yeah.
We'll get it done.
Anyways,
out there, guys, like it is. What is it? Is it the first con back?
Second. Yeah.
Second.
But yeah, cons are coming back, guys. So stay safe out there. I'm going to be out in my con pretty soon.
Evo.
And just stay safe out there. It is crazy. Maybe learn some Korean so you can watch some shows in Korean. I don't know. Anyways.
Oh, this ought to be good. This is gonna be good.
Stereo, because I don't even have to say it and point at him. I'm gonna be like, yo, my man, Theo, right here. And the stuff like you do.
All right, I'm going to change it up a little bit, but thank you all for watching. Thanks for listening. The chickens wait for no one. See you later. Have a good one.
TTFN, damn it.
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Good night, everybody.